I'm now at the start of a really large project, replacing my entire suspension. Shocks, struts, springs, and all the bushings. So, it's the first time I've done a project like this. I'm going to just start taking everything off. I think I might support this just so it doesn't fall to nowhere when I'm disassembling things. But other than that, yeah, just going to start taking it off. To remove the shock absorber, which is what I'm going to start with for this project, you have to remove this liner. So that's what I'm doing here. And I actually folded that seat down and just unlatched it from the inside. I think you could probably just kind of wrestle with it. But that's nice and out of the way. That looks like there's a second layer. This is probably soundproofing material. Yeah, I can get that out. There it is. Right there. So I found the shock mount right there. And I'll release both of those and this and take the whole thing out. That's the plan. You can see the location of it. It's directly underneath the rear speaker right here. Once you have these two side bolts out, the whole thing just sinks right down. Then you just gotta move around, take the bottom bolt out. I've taken the rear shock mount that was under the speaker. I've taken that out. The RSM, if you want to sound cool. Everyone says, ooh, RSM. So now this whole shock is loose at the top, and I'll just take this bolt out, and that'll be the shock. It's an 18mm, if you're keeping track. There we go, comes off pretty easy. There we go. What's up? It's the whole thing. So the rear shock mount, RSM, and this little seal gasket thing, I have new ones of those, so I don't need any of those. But I do need this little metal plate. There's one here, and there's one on the opposite side. I'm going to take those off and put those on the new shock. And to do that correctly, I guess I could just grab hold anywhere because I'm throwing these away. But there's a flat on this shock right there. So I'm going to wrench on like that. There it goes. So I'm just using one wrench to keep it from spinning, and the other one to take off. And when I put these on, apparently you're not actually supposed to be using an impact drill, like an air drill. You're supposed to do it by hand, just so you don't damage it or something. That's what Bilstein said, so trust the Germans. Yeah, that's a motto for you. So, this is one piece I need, and this piece right here is the other. That one there. Here's the new shock, and as you can see, significantly thicker shaft. Yeah. The other significant thing about it is that it is slightly, ever so slightly shorter than the original one. And that's important because if you're putting in short springs, you need a short shock. Otherwise the shock will bottom out, won't work properly. Right, okay. Let's go ahead and put them on. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of the shock. So this plate from the old shock goes on like that. Then the rear shock mount, and this final plate, and then the nut. And you can put all this on before you install it, just to make your life a little easier. It's really hard because you have to hold it while this turns. There's actually a Allen wrench slot there. So what I've done is I've rigged up this system. 17mm socket, Allen wrench, so here's the assembled shock, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting the bottom bolt on, and then I'll jack it up into place on the top one. Now Bentley recommends putting just a little bit of Loctite on there. Just gonna go ahead and do that. And of course the big advantage of leaving the top free and doing that second is that you can make sure you can move this around and make sure you get it started correctly, because there aren't any threads in the top that you have to worry about getting started. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and jack this up to where it belongs.